Hey guys, it's Paige Poppe. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me of day 2 for the 100-day project, hashtag 100 days of videos with Paige Poppe. I am so glad that you guys are excited about this 100-day project series. I will talk more about the awesome response, but the coolest part is knowing that you guys are excited. So today's video is going to be a time-lapse painting video, but I'm going to mix things up a little bit here, and instead of just showing you the painting process, I am going to talk a bit about the inspiration, share my sketches, share my photos from this trip that I took that inspired the paintings you're going to see. So I thought it would be a cool thing to do for a video to show more of the process and not just the actual painting result. So first we will start by jumping into my sketchbook, which I have here, and I took it back in July with my family to Carlsbad, California. So there you can see my inspiration from the trip. I painted that in our hotel room, I think. And one of the things we did on the trip was visit this really amazing place called Leo Carillo Ranch. You can see that this place is stunning. There are blues and whites from the paint and the water. The greens come from all the beautiful plants, and it's actually a peacock sanctuary. They're just walking around. It's not a farm. They're just hanging. But of course you can see this place was gorgeous, and I was so inspired by it. I've also included this photo so you can see these massive plants and the colors of the bougainvillea. And I just like this mashup here because you can really see the blues, the greens, the whites, and the terracotta, and then that bright pop of bougainvillea pink. So while I was there, I made sure to sketch so I could capture all of my favorite moments from the ranch. Now, my intent was to come back from this trip and create a collection that I would release either in the summer or the following spring, inspired by the ranch. But I really just got caught up in the swing of things. I have a lot going on. You guys know how it goes. And I've learned to be a little bit more patient with my inspirations and just see where it takes me. I don't really want to force a new collection until I am really in the headspace for it. Luckily, I've documented this place so well with photos and everything that I can go back and revisit it and feel like I'm there again, and that's why sketching is always good. So all of that to say that a collection based on this place will likely come in the future, but what I did do was create 2 pieces when I got home right away. So right away, I had the idea to make this painting pair here. And so, of course, you guys know this is kind of a new palette for me. I don't usually work with these colors. For a long time, I strayed away from blue, but probably in October of last year and then ongoing now, I use it a lot more often. So I wanted to share the painting process of these pieces. So now we're going to jump into the time-lapse footage. Like I said, I painted these back in July of 2016. So I've sat on this footage for a while now until I was ready to share it with you guys and could make this whole video explaining it. And the time lapse of this painting is going to be kind of interesting for me because I don't usually do so much layers and textures. And I think that's because I primarily work in watercolor, so it's not often that I'm set up on the canvas with acrylics like this working. All of that kind of changed though, probably a month ago. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I have been working on an abstract collection, and those are watercolor, acrylic, and some kind of unique pastels, and I've really gotten more into the layering and the messiness of it. So I thought it would be cool to pull this footage back out from the vault, if you will, and share this because upcoming, a lot of the paintings I'm doing are like messy and layered in this same sense. So here I kind of was starting with this color inspiration and these shapes. I like to do a lot of these round shapes, and then I also was pulling in some of the window shapes. So I was loosely working from a photograph of one of the buildings at the ranch, which is these white walls, blue windows, and then these gorgeous agave plants coming up from the bottom. Actually, when I set out to make this pair, I probably intended for these to look very realistic, but I just let the canvas take me where it wanted to, and it ended up being a lot more loose and abstract and messy, which, like I said, has reappeared in my work as of late. So while I intended for these to be a little bit more architectural and refined, they ended up being very loose, and it's been an enjoyable pair to kind of look at and reflect on, and just kind of it was a good experience to see what other kind of work I was capable of, because with watercolor I get a lot more refined and I don't know, just sharp with my work, and having these to look back on has been very interesting. They've also been hanging in my bathroom, which you just saw here in our condo, in our guest bathroom. So I see those all the time because that bathroom is right off of my studio here at home. So I'm always kind of looking at them. I can see them in the mirror while I'm washing the brushes. So maybe a lot of these messier pieces that have come out of me have come from just seeing these in the background while I'm going through my workday. So as you can see here, I decided I wanted more white, and like I don't know how to describe it, but like this would be so new for me. Like I would never paint something and go over it and paint it again. You just can't do that with watercolor, and usually I am the type of artist where I just think of the idea in my head, I go and I execute it. Like I don't do a ton of sketching, I don't do a lot of like planning with it. I really just like to like go after the canvas. So normally I'd be like, well, the whole thing's gonna be white and here's the window, but at this time, I was changing my mind, so I just let it see where it wanted to go. I think part of this too was that these linen canvases are so gorgeous and have a beautiful texture of their own that it was cool to apply this paint almost like plaster on a wall because those white ranch buildings are plastered. So it was quite fun to kind of apply the paint like that and let the linen kind of speak and come through like brick in a way. And I don't know if you can completely tell throughout this, but a lot of times when I was applying the white to the canvas, it was a spatula, not a paintbrush. And it is an art spatula. I got it at Arizona Art Supply, and they have a whole section of art spatulas. And it was my first time trying that. I don't use that spatula all the time. I don't feel like I have as much control as I want with it, but it was a cool tool to have on hand for this to get that look of plaster. I also went in and added some of the brick motif, and I ended up carving a lot out of the paint. I used like some sharp tools to carve out the shapes because I felt like the brick was looking a little bit too literal for me. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I have any of that carving footage in this video, but I wanted to mention that because it is kind of how I ended up with the final look. I ended up carving some phrases in there. You can see it says hidden gem up on the right hand side of the right painting. And ultimately, you guys will see that I ended up flipping one of these paintings upside down for the final hanging of them. Just, I really liked the kind of unexpectedness of doing that and how it looked on the wall. It, of course, helped abstract it, so that was really fun. All right, so here are the final pieces. I just took this footage today, actually, where they are hanging up. I love how they look with this marble shower and white space here. As you can see, I did go in and do all that carving. I added some more phrases like shining sun, and I flipped the right hand one for that abstracted look, and there is the final pair. I just love how these turned out, and it's been really fun to be able to share this with you guys. I have had these, but I don't think I've ever shown you photos of the finished pair. So here are some styled images I took before filming this video, and I'm excited to say that I do have these paintings online now. They are at the link below in the description box on my website, and it's been really fun to share this pair with you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I really look forward to making a collection based off of this ranch in the future. Like I said, I have to see when the inspiration comes for that, but I thought I would give you a little teaser of it for now until then. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow for day 3 of my 100-day project where I'm doing 100 days of videos. And until then, I'm sending all of my positive and creative vibes your way. Bye!